Hi, I am Ben Alexander and I have autism, and today I'm Googling what the best resources are for autism. And I'll personally react to what Google has to say, so without further ado, let's see what Google has to say about autism resources. There are many resources for autistic people, including organizations, federal agencies, and online resources. Organizations: Autism Society, a grassroots organization that advocates for services for people of all ages. Autism Speaks, an organization that provides resources for autism awareness, science, and advocacy. Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, ASAN, an organization that creates reports and policy briefs to benefit the autistic community. And the Asperger Autism Network, an organization that provides information, education, and support. And My Autism Team, a free social network for parents of children with autism. And I've heard several things about Autism Speaks. I've heard influencers hate the organization. Personally, I've never worked with Autism Speaks and don't really have much knowledge about Autism Speaks. But I really did Google to see if people with autism love Autism Speaks, and here's what I found. No, autistic people have criticized Autism Speaks for its portrayal of autism and its lack of input from autistic people in decision making. Criticism: harmful stereotypes. Autism Speaks has been criticized for promoting harmful stereotypes about autism, fear, and stigma. Autism Speaks fundraising strategies have been criticized for promoting fear, stigma, and prejudice against autistic people. Negative portrayal. Autism Speaks has been criticized for portraying autism as a tragic disease. Lack of input. Autism Speaks has been criticized for not including enough input from the autistic community in its decision-making processes. And here's Autism Speaks' response. Autism Speaks has said that it uses both identity-first language, autistic person, and first-person language, person with autism. Autism Speaks has said that it recommends respecting individual preferences and using the language that feels most comfortable to the person on the spectrum. To that I say, yikes. And I do understand why autistic influencers called out this company. How can you call an organization Autism Speaks without input from autistic people? It's like trying to start a barbecue joint without pulled pork. Every barbecue joint has pulled pork. So should an Autism Speaks, an autistic organization, having input from an actual autistic person. To me, that is actually crazy, and that's a bad look. And again, I know I'm trying to be like, not everything you see on the internet's true, and who knows, maybe by the time this video is being made, they might have made the changes already, and I'll give credit to Autism Speaks for making those changes. But I'm also very concerned about what I read on Google. Very concerned. This is not good. And I find it disappointing that people in an autistic organization would view autism as a disease. It's like, if you wanted to start an autism organization, like, would have you not really gotten to know an autistic person? And would have you really looked at that person and said, wow, this guy sucks, or this girl sucks? No, probably not. I guarantee it, because I know autistic people, other autistic people in my life. I think they're great people. I think they're awesome. I think they can provide a lot of valuable insights to our society that are useful. And I think it is repulsive that people view autism as a disease, because it isn't a disease. It's just a different way of thinking. And we can bring value, because I know people who have brought value. And, and I hope Autism Speaks will get their act together, and I hope that they do. And, and this is a reminder for autistic people to be careful of the organizations you support. Just because something speaks about autism doesn't mean that they actually have your best interests. And that is actually pretty scary. But it's life. It is 100% life. And, I have a bunch of organizations that have really helped me. You know, the Ohio Opportunities of Disabilities, they've helped me to work with the Union County Board of Developmental Disabilities, which I live in Union County in Marysville, Ohio. And again, you should have a county Board of Developmental Disabilities in your county if you live in America. I don't know internationally because I live in America. All I can speak is for Americans. But, and I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that can be said about good autistic services. I mean, they got me through school, driving, job, career search. You know, I've got a lot of jobs because of these organizations, and they've given me a good startup to, you know, after I have got terminated from Motion, which I have I have an unemployment playlist detailing that whole story. So go check that out on YouTube. And I might put it at the end of the screen, and I probably will put it at the end screen if you can see the end screen. Another thing is, another service that got me through college is an IEP. So it's an individualized education plan. And that was the best thing for my education. You know, we had a meeting with my parents, the teachers, we all kind of got together, and me, trying to figure out what worked and what didn't work and how can we improve, how can we get stronger in the areas that need to work on. It was pretty good. It was really good. So yeah, I mean, in high school, I think those meetings stopped because, you know, college was an hour and 15 away, and parents aren't really going to drive an hour and 15 just for a meeting. I wouldn't, but, and plus it's college. They don't really have those types of meetings. They're not, it wasn't like on high school where the teachers were solely responsible for your education. Now in college, you are responsible for your education. That's the difference between college and high school. And that's why we really didn't have any meetings at college. But through elementary, through high school, it was all the teachers' responsibility. We had meetings with me and my parents and the teachers. So yeah, it was definitely a good thing because I was able to learn. And actually, a lot of the teachers were nice and they complimented how hard I worked. And that was pretty cool, just for them to recognize I'm trying. That means a lot to me. Because I really do want to try and to become the best person I can and try to learn something, you know. And that's all I would say about that. You know, I feel like I don't know a lot about these organizations on Google. I mean, I would do your due diligence and research. I really haven't used a lot of these resources because mainly I grew up on the internet and relying on my parents. Or, you know, the internet wasn't as big as it is now. I mean, we still had internet, but it wasn't as big as it was now. So it's like parents really didn't. I mean, I don't know if my parents got I don't know how my parents were able to get the resources to raise me correctly. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they might have used websites, but I feel like they definitely talked to people. They talked to autistic specialists, and, you know, the school districts specialize in autism, and they probably just listened to my teachers for the education part. But maybe the outside the education world, I don't know. I don't know how to utilize that, but I know that my parents have done a great job, and you know, sometimes we can annoy each other as a family, but at the end of the day, you know, I feel like when it comes to my autism, I think they manage it extremely well. So yeah. So what about you? What resources do you utilize when it comes to your autism? And I really appreciate you watching my videos. And I also want to tell you something before I leave. So I created a video on New Year's explaining my goals, and trying to promote autism advocacy. So I made a goal, and I have a mystery series that will also promote autism advocacy. If I get 1,000 subscribers by April 1st, I will reveal what that mystery series is. Again, my purpose of this challenge is to grow autism advocacy and just trying to reach more people, finding ways to reach more people in the spectrum community, in the autism spectrum community. And, but all I want to do is, a person with autism can actually speak on autistic issues. And I 100% believe I'm credible because I have autism, but who knows? I hope I'm credible. I hope I'm coming to you guys as authentic and credible. And if I'm not, let me know in the comments how I can be improving this, because I want to improve on being the best influencer for you guys, and I want to make sure my videos are good, and I want to make sure I'm saying the correct things as well. And again, with that being said, thank you for watching so much, and take care, and I'll see you in the next video.